So the first thing we want to do, or the next thing, we can go two routes here. We can either start creating our graphics as far as push buttons, indicators, PNID diagram of the system that we'll be controlling, or we can start with creating tags, because eventually we'll need to link the graphics with the tags. So I feel like the easiest way to start this is by generating the tags. So we can click here on the tag browser, and this is the most tedious part of building the system, is generating these tags that are linked to the actual PLC that is on the station, being able to monitor and control those tags. So the first thing you can see here, we have a kind of a root directory here, and then a couple other files that drop down. What we'll be starting with is, if you click on the top one, the main one, if you right click, you can see here new child, and we'll be creating our first TCP/IP configurations. Then we'll be making the CIP driver configurations, and then from there we'll be creating the actual tags that are in the PLC, and that will be, the tags will be representing the motor, for instance, or a pump on the station, or a valve, controlling a valve, or indicating the state of the system, or start, stop, push buttons. That's what I mean by tags. So what we want to start here with is ports. We want to create a TCP/IP port. We'll give this a name. This will be handy later on by organizing all these tags, as if you start with, I'll start with the bottling station. Say bottling TCP/IP. I don't believe it'll allow you to do a backslash, so TCP/IP, and we'll say an area is bottling station. I'll start that with number 4. That is the last station in the line. There's out of the 4 stations. We can add a description if you like. Bottling TCP/IP port. And we want to click connections. We want to put in the IP address of that PLC. In my instance here, it is 10.0.0.254. Then on the TCP/IP port number, we want to put 41488. Let me verify that. One moment. Having this port number is crucial. Just want to make sure I have the right one. It is 44818. Sorry about that. 44818. Okay, and that's all we need for the TCP/IP port properties for the bottling station. Click OK. Alright. And now you can see here it was created with the IP address and the port number. Next we want to right click on that tag, new child, and we want to add a driver. It is a CIP drive device. We will call this bottling CIP. Give it a a name, bottling CIP driver, and connection. As you see here, it automatically put that area, bottling station. You can drop it down and see all the different areas that you've already created. Click connection, and now you can see here the port is connected to the bottling TCP/IP port. And if I click here, and in the main, we can go and find that TCP/IP port, select. So it had already selected it since we created a new child by right-clicking on the TCP/IP tag that we created previously. The next thing is also crucial here is clicking the Micro800 PLC. We need to have that selected to be able to monitor and control the I/O on the PLC. So once you have that selected, that's all we need for this. Click OK. So now you see here it generated another directory for bottling TCP/IP, bottling CIPs underneath that. So from here, we'll want to right click on the bottling CIP, new child again. So now we'll be creating the actual tags in the PLC. And the first thing we want to do is figure out what are the tags exactly that are in the PLC. There are files that are available to Excel file that has all the tags that are in the PLC. A lot of these are not necessary. You may see a file that looks like this, which has over 100 tags. For this demonstration, we'll be only using a fraction of this. So I created a sheet 2 with all the tags that we'll be using, or some of them. So the first thing we want to do, what we'll be doing in this video is just making a start-stop manual control of the bottling station. So we'll want to indicate what state the station is in, if it's in automatic mode or manual mode. We'll want the stop button and the manual start button. There's also an automatic start button. We'll be only using the manual start button to manually turn on the valves or conveyor or the pump. So what we'll need here is, we'll start out with the run manual, and what this is a indication. This tag is a Boolean data type, so it's on or off, and what it's indicating is if the station is in manual mode, if it's running in manual, or if it's not running in manual. So we will select this. I will copy, because we will need to use that same exact syntax when we create the tag in VTScada. So come back here to VTScada where we left off, and we will want to select a digitals, and this will be a digital status. What we'll give it a name here, I'll name it, this is just a name for VTScada, so we'll have multiple manual modes or multiple tags that have the same name but are for different stations. So I'll start it with the 4, call it manual mode. So this will indicate if the station's in manual mode or not. We'll click, you can see here the area, also put it in bottling station. You can add a description if you'd like, but the name is all that was needed. Click I/O. You can see here the I/O device is the CIP driver for the bottling station. The next thing we need is the bit 0 address, and I will Control V to paste that tag, and we're only using bit 0. So then that's all we need for this. There's other options here for tags, but we'll go over that later on. We'll click OK. Then we'll click, so now we have this manual mode, digital status. The address is the run manual tag in the PLC. We will be using the for manual mode as the tag for our graphics later on. So we'll go ahead and add another tag here. You can either right click and do new child, or while we're in this display you can click new, and we'll do digitals, and we will do digital control. We'll be creating the stop button. I'll call this for stop button. Again, CIP driver, and as you see the display here for the control is a bit different. We have to give it address. We'll come back over to the Excel as the tag list. Find the stop push button. That's what PB stands for. Select, Control C, copy. Come back here to VTScada, and we will paste that address. Now, since this is a control, we have to add in I'm not sure the name of this, I apologize, just a straight vertical dash, and then add in capital BOOL, representing Boolean. Having this will allow control. If you leave that out, it does not allow you to control the device. And that's all we need for this. We can click OK. So that adding that Boolean to the tag, to the address here, always add it to a digital control so you can control things. It's not necessary for digital status. Alright, so now we'll go do the next tag. Will be a digital control also. We'll do the manual start button, so we can put the station into manual mode, and then indicate if we're in manual mode with the digital status we created before. So this will be for manual start. I/O, CIP. I added in the previous tag that we had before, so we'll just jump in here and add in the manual start tag. So we come over here, manual start button, copy, paste. That's all we need for that. Click OK. So now we have our station status, which is for run mode, for the manual mode, manual start button, and the stop button. Stop button is used for both manual and automatic, so